Amino acids are composed of the following elements: carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, barium, calcium, carbon, iron, oxygen, phosphorus. It is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Proteins are synthesized on ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, centrosome. It is ribosomes. Simplest amino acid is glycine, alanine, aspartic acid, leucine. It is glycine. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of genes within an operand? Promoter, operator, structural, regulator, structural, operator, regulator, promoter, regulator, operator, promoter, structure, regulator, promoter, operator, structure. It is correct option is regulator, promoter, operator, structure. The sequence of amino acids in a protein was first deciphered by Lederberg, Crick, Sanger, Khorana. It is by Sanger. Initiation of polypeptide chains starts from anywhere in messenger RNA, fifth end of the messenger RNA, middle of messenger RNA, third end of messenger. It is by the fifth end of messenger RNA. Control of structural genes in an operand by a single operator gene is referred to as suppression, induction, repression, negative induction. Correct option is repression. Which enzyme unwinds helix of DNA at the time of its replication? Primerase, DNA polymerase, RNA polymerase, helicase. It is helicase. The difference between RNA and DNA is because of sugar, sugar and phosphate, sugar and base, phosphate and base. It is due to sugar and base. This option is correct. Nitrogen base presents in DNA are adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine, sugar, adenine, thymine, cytosine, phosphate, thymine, nucleotide, adenine, phosphate, guanine, thymine, correct option is A, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. In DNA, guanine joins with adenine, uracil joins with adenine, thymine joins with cytosine, adenine joins with thymine. It is adenine joins with thymine. Genes are made up of ATP, NAD, DNA, RNA. It is DNA. Which one of the following is genetic RNA, messenger RNA, RNA of TMB, ribosomal RNA, transfer RNA? Is the second RNA of TMB. Protoplasm is a true solution, suspension, colloidal solution, none of the, it is colloidal solution. The enzyme acid phosphatase serves as maker for which organelle? Chloroplast, lysosome, ribosome, chromosome. It is lysosome. Jumping genes occur in virus, bacteria, eukaryote, both eukaryote and prokaryote. Correct option is both eukaryote and prokaryote. Cell membrane is mainly constituted by lipids, proteins, and carbohydrates with respect to their proportion with statement is correct. All the three are in equal proportion. Lipids are in least proportion. Proteins are in least proportion. Carbohydrates are in least proportion. That is, carbohydrates are in least proportion. Golgi body plays an important role in transportation, storage, synthesis of protein, secretion. It is secretion. The part of DNA molecule that varies among DNA molecule is its glycerol attachment, sugars, nitrogenous base, phosphates. Correct option is nitrogenous bases. One molecule of ATP when hydrolyzed yield energy 14 kilocalories, 3.5 kilocalories, 7.3 kilocalories, 11 kilocalories. It yields 7.3 kilocalorie. Technique for detecting the screening and the nutritional mutants in neurospora was developed by Atterback and Robinson, Batson and Punnett, Beadle and Totem, Lugia and Ducler. It is by the Beadle and Totem. Molecular weight of chromosome of a yeast cell is 0.5 into 10 to the power 9, 1 into 10 to the power 9, 2.56 into 10 to the power 9, 10 into 10 to the power. Correct option 2.56 into 10 to the power 9. The initiation codon in eukaryotic protein synthesis is AUG, GUA, GCA, CGA. Correct option is AUG. Which of the following processes is associated with a change in the cellular DNA amount? Fertilization, blastulation, spore germination, cytogenesis. It is fertilization. Prokaryotic genetic material possesses neither DNA nor histones, either DNA or histones, DNA but no histones, both DNA and histones. It is DNA but no histones. Genes are chemically glycoproteins, histones, polynucleotides, lipoprotein. It is polynucleotides. The secondary structure of that portion of an integral protein that is buried in the lipid bilayer of a cell membrane is random coil, alpha helix, beta strand band. It is alpha helix. Minor changes at gene level are described as reverse mutations, forward mutations, point mutations, chromosomal mutations. It is point mutations. Small carbohydrates having the number of carbon in the molecule usually 3 to 6 are water soluble. Since hydroxyl groups are polar, the number of carbons they have is 3 to 7. They are sugars and sweet in taste. When discovered in water, they usually are found in circled up rings form with the carbon backbone forming the circle. First option is correct. Hydroxyl groups are polar. When dead encapsulated bacteria are mixed with live non-encapsulated bacteria, that is the Griffith experiment, the encapsulated bacteria come back to the life. The encapsulated bacteria kill the non-encapsulated bacteria. The encapsulated bacteria are transformed into non-encapsulated bacteria. The non-encapsulated bacteria are transformed into encapsulated bacteria. Last option is correct. The non-encapsulated bacteria are transformed into encapsulated bacteria. Specifically, a peptide bond forms between which two functional group, amino group and aldehyde group, carboxylic acid and amino group, hydroxyl and carboxylic acid, phosphate and hydroxyl. It is carboxylic acid and amino groups. Monosaccharides with 5 carbon atoms, ribose and deoxyribose, are found in proteins, fats, nucleic acids, the vascular bundles of leaf. It is the nucleic acid. When comparing DNA, RNA, we find no sugar is present in either molecule. Hydrogen bonding is important only in DNA molecule. Only DNA has a backbone of sugars and phosphate. Adenine pairs with different bases in DNA and RNA. Last option is correct. Adenine pairs with different bases in DNA and RNA. Which of the following reactions required the removal of water to form a covalent bond? Triglyceride, fatty acids and cholesterol, dipeptide, 2 amino acids, glycogen, glucose subunits, glucose, galactose, lactose. Correct option is glucose, galactose and lactose. Which of the following is not a similarity of mitochondria and chloroplast? Both make ATP, both possess other their own DNA, both have an envelope of double unit membrane, both capture solar energy and convert it into chemical energy. Last option is correct. Both capture solar energy and convert it into chemical energy. The carbohydrate which does not allow easy evaporation of water is glycogen, cellulose, pectin, gum and mucilage. Correct option is gum and mucilage. Which is the most common short-term energy storage molecule? Glycogen, glucose, sucrose, adenosine triphosphate. It is adenosine triphosphate. Both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells possess mitochondria, chloroplast, ribosomes, lysosome. It is ribosome. The two polynucleotide chains in DNA molecule are attached to each other by covalent bonds between carbon atoms, hydrogen bonds between bases, peptide bonds between amino acids, ionic bonds between R groups in amino, hydrogen bonds between bases. All cells possess all of the following except cytoplasm, genetic material, nuclear membrane, plasma membrane. It is nuclear membrane. The correct structure of nucleotide is phosphate, ribose, adenine, phospholipid, sugar, base, phosphate, sugar, base, phosphate, sugar. It is phosphate, ribose, adenine. In autumn, brightly colored landscape is due to the reason that the in autumn leaves stop producing chlorophyll and gold and red colored carotenoids become more visible. Rate of photosynthesis increases in autumn. Autotrophic bacteria becomes less active in autumn. In autumn, rate of transpiration increases with amounts which accounts for brightly colored landscape. First option is correct. In autumn, leaves stop producing chlorophyll and gold and red colored carotenoids becomes more visible. What determines the specific function of a protein? The exact sequence of its amino acid, the length of the molecule, having fatty acids and monomers, having a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail region. First option is correct. The exact sequence of its amino acid. A molecule that can diffuse freely through a phospholipid bilayer is probably water soluble, positively charged, non-polar, negative. Correct option is non-polar. Which organelle extracts energy from the food molecules and uses it to make ATP? Mitochondrion, chloroplast, nucleus, centriole. It is mitochondrion.